Hey, broadcast viewers, this is George Cosmides coming at you from the voting place here, the public library, and voted today. This is where I vote at, and it doesn't really matter who you vote for. I think that the statistics I saw, and I could be wrong, if someone has them, please let me know. I think it's less than 23% of the people that can vote. Get out and vote. Yeah, we all have our preferences, right? But we shouldn't sit there and twiddle our thumbs or complain if we don't try to democratically make a change. And I just tired of career politicians. Hey, just vote. That's 50% of the ball game. Who you choose, that's a choice. It's like everything in Lean Body Academy and what I do on these broadcasts. It's all about choice, right? Well, if you don't make a choice, are you Oscar from The Office? Go with your gut. Yeah, but you do a little bit of research. I mean, it's pretty significant. But this is the polling place. It's an old library here in Palos Verdes, and I went here at 7:30 this morning to try to vote. There was a line of 50 people outside the door. So I'm here on my lunch hour. Yeah, it's very nice. There's waterfalls behind me that are... I'll take you over there. Yeah. See, there's the waterfalls. With me, with politicians, this is, I won't talk about politics after this day, but to me, if you're a politician and you vote to send troops in harm's way, you should go at the very least as an observer to where they're going. If you're that strongly about it, then we should put our lives on the line if we're going to vote for something like that. I've got too many friends and family that are in the military, and every time they're put overseas, I'm beginning to wonder, what are they going there for? Is it some political interest, or is it actually some crucial world? And that's not a comfortable feeling for me. Yeah, well, and then we should limit them to 4-year terms. I think after 4 years, they don't have our best interests at heart. That's my own personal judgment. And you won't hear me make personal judgments too much on my broadcast, but today's Elections Day. So, again, this is a really nice center. See the library here. So we're outside the library. The sun's kind of bright, but that's the door. And it's you miss seeing me live. Yeah, I had a patient years ago. He was a political analyst for 40 years, and he said to me, after they've completed 4-year service, they don't have the people's best interest at heart. And this guy was probably in his 80s, and I never forgot that. And the more I start getting older, looking into politics, the more I see that true. I mean, imagine people dangling tens of millions of dollars in front of you to vote this way or that way. It's difficult. Yes, right? Here, I'll walk closer to it. I did vote. I did. Here, this is funny. Go and vote. Go and vote. Yeah, it's beautiful here today. It's really nice. In this business of people getting mad at people who support certain candidates, to me that's utterly preposterous and ridiculous. Vote for who you want to go for, and then go have lunch with the person, and let the chips fall where they may. Oh, she's back on. Let me get her out of there. Who did I vote for? It totally doesn't matter. Cosmides Fernando. Yeah, my views on politics are very prosaic. Think about the people. Think about their plight. I think when you get in that realm for too long, you forget about the average person like you and me. It raises cortisol levels. Well, it's the democracy that we have, and I've been in other countries, and if it's run properly, it works well. I'm just apprehensive. I could get this country engaged. I would certainly try. You could bet one thing. I would be honest, and be straightforward, and I think that's lacking a lot. Oh, thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you so much. Yeah, for those of you that know anyone with diabetes, you can get my Life Without Diabetes book for like shipping and handling. It's actually, I'm I'm losing a lot on it, but it's okay. It's mostly older people that are voting. Well, I live in this area that I'm in. It's an older crowd. So Palos Verdes is kind of like a retirement community. So, but there's, you know, here's a girl just passed me. She's probably 20. Another young lady just passed me in her 20s. So, but yeah, again, just vote, guys. You know, go out there and you've got, you know, one person, one vote. I know there was some gentleman on here that talked about he caught fraud in some sort of, yeah, that's out of our control. Christy is out of the country, and Sophia had a little bit of digestive problems, but she's in school today. Yeah, all ages, yeah. Just, you know, exercise your, and don't get caught up in who'd you vote or who you didn't. If someone voted, just hug them. Who cares? That totally, it doesn't matter. And I'm just perplexed by this business of people being attacked for liking one candidate over the other. Give me a break. But yeah, this has curbside polling. This is like, there's neighbors that are complaining because people are parking in front of their house. So, yeah, this is how beautiful this is. I grew up in East Ohio, East Canton, Ohio, across from Republic Steel. I grew up in a duplex. I did not grow up in a neighborhood like this. Well, you can either vote this way. Where is she at here? You can either vote like this for this person, or you can vote for, oh boy, I can't get her off of me now. Holy cow. Hold on. Ah, I'm stuck. Or you can vote for the other person. The key is vote. Vote. That's one place where we're absolutely on level playing field. All I can tell you is I'm tired of career politicians living their lives off the backs of the common man like us. They should do 4 years and they should leave. Bow out gracefully and leave. Dr. Donald cussed me. Well, the question I ask is, do we really want another career politician? Do we really? What does the last ones appear to do to us? They always blame the presidents before them. Oh, well, I can't do that because of blah, blah, blah happened before me and all that. That's become so dull for me. I'm just tired of hearing that, and I don't want to participate in that anymore. Do I like the choices? No, I think the best choice was Mr. Sanders. I think he was the best all-around choice. He seemed the most reasonable to me. But for some reason he was, you know, either he was extricated on his own accord or whatever happened, and that's unfortunate. And but see, that's a reality that we're forced to accept. So we can twiddle our thumbs and, you know, scream woe is me, or we can participate in what we have left you know, to vote on. I agree on this political commercial. Am I a socialist? I'm a humanist, I think. And we'll find a way to hate them eventually. Yeah, I liked Ross Perot. I liked who was the other guy who ran that they wouldn't let him speak. He was an attorney. He did more for safety rights in vehicles than any other person alive, and I forget his name. He was a Harvard-trained attorney. He just didn't do well on camera. Not Ron Paul. Who was the guy before him? This was when Ross Perot was running. Ralph Nader. You know, Ralph Nader, he was the one that got bumpers on cars at a lower level because they were taking people's legs out from underneath them. He was the one that instilled seat belts. One of the major car manufacturers actually tried to have him, you know, they hired investigators to find dirt on him, and he won a huge lawsuit back in the day. This is a man with integrity. So that's what I look for in people. You know, it's to say one thing, but what do you do? Yeah. So again, you know, you can have debates with people about this and that, and she's this and he's that. The main thing is go and vote. That's right. You know, if you do what you're going to say, quit blaming other folks. Well, the party before me is against me and all this other nonsense. And I think once you get in that lifestyle, it becomes commonplace. And that's unfortunate, because who suffers? You and I suffer. And believe me, this is the last political type of, well, probably one of the last I'll ever have, and it's on election day. Well, it's there. And someone asked me if my vote counts. I voted. So my conscience is clear. I participated in the democratic process. The food just keeps piling in. It's so nice where I live. So happy.
Good. What's that?
So yeah, it's a beautiful day here. Just vote. No question about that. I absolutely agree with what you're saying. I think, you know, the Green Party and Libertarians, I think they're beholden to less people. Again, I'm no political analyst. You know, I get into health. I'm a doctor. I don't get into the dynamics, but that just seems reasonable to me. Audit your vote tomorrow. How can you prove your vote? I agree. No, I agree, Coactor. I agree. Yeah, it's a reality that we're forced to accept. Now, some of you, I've been in different countries, and I've got to tell you, I was in Vietnam, and I was nervous a lot of the time. I'd hear rocket fire and automatic weapons fire, and I couldn't wait to get back here and see concrete and see an In-N-Out burger, me. So, you know, you're lucky it's compulsory here down there. Interesting. If we had more parties, DC would be a gridlock. I just think this, you know, Rothschilds and this whole business of Democrats and Republicans, I think, you know, there's closed door meetings, and the people that are, you know, walked over are us. And if there's someone in there that's outside of that realm, maybe, you know, maybe we have a better chance. I don't know. It just seems reasonable to me. Do we really want a career politician in office if we have a choice? Is that what we really want? Someone that's lived, you know, 20, 30 years of their lives getting paid by the taxpayer. Yeah. And with live streaming now and things like this, I mean, I'm a small fry, but things like this, I think people that are, you know, politically doing things that are irregular, I think they're a little less inclined to, because you just throw a camera on them and you can catch them, and there's some attorney, at least he says he's an attorney by what I'm hearing, caught some sort of fraud. I mean, it's just, you know, I don't know. Again, a career politician, I don't know if I want a career politician. It's just, it seems like the same game with those folks. I agree with that statement, Rashid. I agree with that. There's power in numbers. Build that wall. I don't know. You know, it's amazing. With being in healthcare, I see how the military slants a lot of information I get. You know, every other month there's another virus or bacteria, and it just one right after another. The bird flu, or you know, it's just perpetual. And when you really look at the research a year or two later, you realize what the heck were they talking about in most cases. So when I hear the media being against something, I tend to want to look behind it and say why. Because remember, the media is owned by businessmen, and they have an agenda, and are, you know, just like lobbyists have an agenda. Lobbyists are paid by the countries that lobby for their particular interests. It's not good or bad. That's just the reality, right? So for those of you, you know, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but I don't know. But you know, Hillary's foundation took, what, millions and millions of dollars from a country that doesn't let women participate in certain events and things. It just morally it just rubs me the wrong way when I hear those types of things. It's like, give me a break. That's okay to do that as long as you throw some dollars my way and I'll look the other way. How do you sleep with that type of mentality? What do I think about Arabic people? I think we're all pretty much the same. Jews, Muslims, Hindus, whites, blacks, we're all the same. It matters what comes out of your heart and how you participate in other people's lives. That's what matters the most. Doesn't surprise me. Unfortunately, it seems like we're stuck with the best of the worst or something. I'm not surprised. Okay, so that's the polling place. But see, you shouldn't ask that. You shouldn't ask who people are voting. Did you vote? That's it, in my humble opinion. Again, my argument is very prosaic. I'm tired of career politicians, people that live their lives on the back of the American public, year after year after year. You should go in 4 years and then get out. Go live your life. If you're an attorney, go be an attorney. If you're a doctor, go practice medicine or whatever you're going to do, and make room for the other person. That way they're not there long enough to be purchased by corporations or big business. That just seems reasonable to me. And then if you vote for an act that sends our young people into harm's way, you should get deployed with them. If it's that important for these people to risk their lives, then you should be able to risk your life as well. That's right. Well, if they know you're only in 4 years, they're not going to think, but if they know they can keep keeping you in office, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So if you guys say, what's Dr. George's political opinion? They should run for 4 years, serve for 4 years, pardon me, and extricate themselves. And if they vote for an action that puts troops in harm's way, they should be the first deployed. Who did you vote for? It's a superfluous question. Doesn't matter. All right, guys, I'm going to go up and have some lunch. I got to get back to the office today. Why do you think DC needs to change? What is DC? Oh my! It was emotionally kind of draining in the voting booth. I've got to tell you. Thank you, guys. Thanks. I'll be on again tonight. I usually talk about health topics, news that you can use, but I thought it was appropriate to come on and talk about some political things. Namaste. Thank you guys for having me on your personal devices. Interesting analogy. I'd rather have my leg broken by a non-politician. At least I'm one step closer, I think. Thank you. No, I agree. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.